Welcome everyone to On the Couch. My name is Antoine. I'm going to be your host every month. We're going to meet up with some fantastic entertainers, get to know them, and hopefully you'll have a great time with us. What better way to start an entertainment show than with a pillar in our LGBT community, who not only entertained us for decades, but who always have been on the forefront of fighting for our freedoms and human rights. And I'm talking about drag artists. Today we have three great examples of those artists: Jade Elektra, Nikki and Donnarama. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
I'd like to get to know you a little bit. Why don't we ask you about your birth name, family, where were you born and raised? Tell us a bit more about you. And let's start with Jade.
My name is Alfonso King. I was born in Tampa, Florida, moved to New York, stayed there for about 17 years, and I've been in Toronto for the past 5.
All right. Nikki.
I'm Nick Spagnola, and I lived for 17 years, grew up in Uxbridge, an hour and a half northeast of Toronto. Moved here 7 years ago.
Beautiful. Donnarama.
My name is Vincenzo Pincente. That's Italian.
Right.
And just born and raised in Toronto. Just a Toronto original.
There's usually an interesting story behind this. How did you get your drag name? And let's start this one with Donnarama.
So, the first contest I entered, I didn't have a name and I didn't know what to do. And so I went on as Vince, and they were like, this is unacceptable. And so the host was Chris Edwards, and she was like, we got to do something about this. She goes, who do you love? I said, I love Madonna. We love her. We love Madonna and Bjork. And she's like, okay, so you're Donnarama. And I'm like, okay, and that has been my name since. So I was blessed by that.
Chris Edwards gave you your name.
Yes, it's Chris Edwards.
That's amazing. Cool. Okay. Nikki.
Well, my boy name is Nick, so I just decided to use the female version of my name, so I used Nikki. And Chin came from my drag sister. We lived together for a while, and I started doing drag, and I just took on her last name.
Who's she?
Olivia Chin.
Olivia.
Olivia Chin was her name.
So I always thought there was a relation there too. Yeah. And Jade.
My drag name is homage to the queen who took me in when I moved to New York. Her name was the Electrifying Grace, but I wasn't going to call myself the Electrifying Jade, so I just sort of used her adjective to make my last name. So.
How did you get your start in the business? Where, what club, that sort of stuff? Donnarama.
I just entered like an amateur contest. They had a contest night.
Okay.
And so it was at Studio 619 on Yonge Street.
Okay, I remember that.
Back in the day.
Okay.
And then, so I won that. And then...
You won it?
I did.
Ah.
It was a shocker for all. And then, Buddies in Bad Times had an open stage, and it was Sky Gilbert, who, as Jane, had an open stage. And then I used to frequent it all the time. And then he was very welcoming, and he was one of the people that like really, he supported me so much. And so that's how it happened.
Nikki.
I first came out during, I think it was just a random night. Miss Carlotta Carlisle is my drag mother, and she noticed I befriended her, and I befriended all the drag queens when I was going out to the bars when I was 18 years old. And I befriended the drag queens on stage. I thought it was the most fascinating thing in the world, being from a theater background. And Carlotta Carlisle took me under her wing, taught me how to paint a face, make a dress, make boobs. And stuff like that, and so then I entered talent contests as well. I did some open stage numbers, and then I just got phone calls from there.
Jade.
Let's see. I started in a talent show at a place called Renee's in Tampa, and I was actually doing male things, it was almost drag. It was Michael Jackson and Prince.
Okay.
But I would never win. Only the drag queens would win. And I'll never forget there was a queen named Donna White who made a makeshift dress on the dressing room floor and went out and won the competition. I was so mad about it that I was like, I can't look any worse than that. So the next week I went and tried it, and they laughed at me immensely as soon as I walked on stage. But the hostess took me under her wing and sort of guided me and gave me drag material, and it went from there.
So how do you choose your number? What do you get you to choose a certain number to perform? Nikki.
I see what I want to wear first, and depending on how many sets or how many costumes I need, depends on the music that I'm doing. So if I want to do a musical theater number, I'll get a musical theater costume, and then so on and so on.
Jade.
The Queen Toni Rose, who started me, emphasized on concentrating on things that were personal to you.
Donnarama.
I just look for music that has like kind of novelty, something you can work with, perform with, you know.
Any big projects on the horizon? Donnarama.
Top secret stuff.
Oh, wow.
I'll never tell.
Okay.
And Pride.
And Pride?
Pride.
Pride is going to be a big season for you guys?
I actually just signed a record deal in New York
Wow.
with Berlin Records.
Congratulations.
So I just got back from New York doing recording sessions, and I have 2 singles that are due out in a couple of months.
Well, everyone, we're going to take a little break. We're going to join our special guest reporter, Lorenzo Pagnotta, outside on set.
It's hard to imagine that anyone doesn't know who Mychol DuBarry is. You're a legend, a pioneer, and one of the oldest, still active and vibrant drag queens out there.
I hope so. I'm still alive.
Very much alive.
So many people in my past are gone. They're all wonderful memories. Yeah.
How did you get started in drag?
Well, actually, I blame my 3 girl cousins on a farm near Port Hope. They dressed me up in a little black velvet strapless with a turban, a little beret, and I've got that picture on my wall now blown up. I've always blamed them for getting me rolling, and then I did high school drag with another fellow dressed up like girls. We didn't know we were doing drag. Drag wasn't a word then, and gay wasn't a word then. But I came into Toronto and got involved in ballet and theater. I was in theater first as a young man in Barrett's of Wimpole Street with top Toronto actors, and I had wonderful memories of that.
What are the biggest changes that you've seen in the LGBTQ community?
The 50s was an underground time when there was some little shows here and there. The guys weren't dressing up like girls. Like the police would come in to harass us, and they would say we had to make sure that we had men's underwear on. The King Edward Hotel front bar was what we call a piss elegant bar, where men went in suit and we all went in suit and tie, and nobody knew that we were gay, you know, that sort of thing. And the beer rooms were full of screaming types. But I mean, in the 60s we had wonderful shows professionally put on. We learned a lot of the professionalism of being on stage with a curtain and actually being directed and told what to do and what to wear. In the 70s, I guess, of drag being very open and being accepted. The Halloween nights were mobs of people on the street to watch the drag queens go into St. Charles and all that. And harassed, but that kept us going. We didn't stop doing it for that. I had eggs thrown at me and ink thrown at me, and then I went home and changed my wig and changed my dress and came back out. So nothing stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. And I tell people today, when they talk about, young people talk about doing drag, well, if you feel like doing it, do it, try it.
All right, so is there anything that you would change about your career, Mychol?
No, not really. I've got a good name. I'm so thankful I got a good name in my community. I've been with our Imperial Court of Toronto for 30 years, raising money for charity. And I can walk out on the street and just everybody says hello to me and I say hello to them because I'm a people person, not a political person at all.
That's wonderful. What advice would you give for newbies that are just breaking out onto the scene?
Well, they have an open field now. They can come out and be who they are and what they want to be. And nobody's going to tell them what not to do. So if they want to dress up, well, I've helped a lot of them get themselves together with their first dress, that sort of thing, you know. And everybody today it's amazing, just doesn't matter what drag or whatever. People are what they want to be today.
So be whatever they want to be. That's wonderful advice. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
And welcome back on the couch, everyone. We're chatting with Jade Elektra, Nikki Chin, and Donnarama. This is not a hobby for you. This is a career. Why did you choose this? Or is it a hobby?
Well, for what I'm getting paid, it's a hobby.
Okay. Okay. It's a hobby that you love. Okay, Nikki.
This is more or less a hobby for me as well. I do work at Jack Astor's as my career.
Okay. And Donnarama.
My career is as a performer.
This is a career for you.
profession, yeah.
Why? Why?
Because I didn't go to school. I'm kidding. No, because I love art and it consumes me, and there's nothing I would rather do, and one thing I will do. That's how it is.
An artist through and through. What does it mean to you to be in drag? Do you see yourself as an artist, an activist, a gender bender?
A little bit of everything. Okay. Yeah, all of that. Encompass it all, and then you're like a complete woman.
Okay. What's the activism part then?
The activism part is well, giving a damn about the community and recognizing what we have in our community and recognizing what people don't have in their own communities overseas and stuff like that. And that we have to live a bit more for them and give what we can to them too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, again, same thing, encompassing all of it. This is a ton of fun, but at the same time, I like to perform and be present at charity events to help support many different charities, not just any specific ones, but many different charities.
You all do a lot of that. I know that. Jade.
I would say that I started off mainly as a performer, then I moved into artistry, and now I'm more of an activist. Since I'm HIV positive, I do a lot of things for like the HIV positive community, PWA, those kind of things.
What is good about drag? What's not so good about it? And let's start with Nikki, this one.
The shoes. I like the shoes.
That's the good thing. Okay.
The good thing are the shoes. Not so good.
The shoes. Donnarama.
Well, the good thing is that we have this opportunity to be artists and performers. You know what I mean? I think that, the good thing is the chance and a platform to be able to do something, you know, and to express yourself. The bad thing is that maybe I think that drag overtakes my life sometimes, and I don't have boy life.
Jade.
I don't know. I guess because out of drag I work as a DJ, so I don't have that.
A boy life.
Yeah, I have a boy image. Even though I'm not a big fan of hers, RuPaul said one thing that I think is really, really important a long time ago, and she said that when you step out your door, whatever it is that you're wearing, that is your drag.
What is your creative ambitions? What would you like to accomplish? Jade.
I hope that I leave a legacy behind that where people realize that I actually thought about what it is that I was doing and tried to make a difference in our community.
Nice. Nikki.
I'm very fond of helping. I like to help.
Okay.
Again, that's why I do a lot of charity events, and I love to raise money and just and help the
So your creative ambitions is not like to perform with Madonna or a big
No, it helps. It would be awesome.
Nice. Donnarama.
Just to be a creative and clever performer. That's my ambition. I'm happy with whatever.
Our community, the LGBT community, what's so good about it? What could be made better about it? And let's start with Jay.
The community, in some ways, really comes together here, and they do support each other.
Okay.
If you're a new person here, that can count against you because of they're not that open to letting someone else in.
The clique.
Yeah, the clique scene can be a bit much. But if you're persistent, like I am, you'll get in there. The things that need to be improved. I just wish that people would look more at the community as a whole as opposed to segments.
Nikki.
What's good about our LGBTQ community is that we can step outside our front doors like this. What an improvement, I guess, for the community is when we put on events such as like charity events and stuff like that, we need to take a little bit more seriously and and you were talking about like the twinks and stuff like that. Get the younger crowd into it as well, and it's getting very difficult for the older crowd to try and bring the younger crowd in. So just opening it up and making it an age-friendly, I guess you could say.
Kind of ageism is the problem.
That's the issue, and it's like I try to tell the younger crowd to come out and support the charities because I do as well, and they just find it boring, and I just want to shake them.
We need a good ambassador like you, to tell everybody to come out. Donnarama.
Well, the negatives are.
Let's start with the positives.
No, let's start with that.
Okay,
because it's always up from there.
That's good. Okay.
So the negatives are are that because gay people, let's be honest, in this world, we have trouble. And so when we all come into a space together, our troubles, they manifest a bit. And so it's not always pleasant because there's hurt and bleeding hearts. And so the positive thing about that is that you do have a space to grow and that we can find each other. You know what I mean? And that we can talk and that there's a space for us. You know what I mean? And that's important, that there's not gonna be a predator or a menace, is that we're all gonna be, hey, when we think about it, it's like, I actually got your back because we are pretty similar. You know what I mean? So we have that, you know? Yeah.
Very nice. We're going to take another break. We're going to join our guest reporter, Christopher Carras, and we'll be back after that.
Hello everyone, we're here actually in Church and Wesley, and I'm reporting on drag with Mychol Scully. So, what is your favorite drag?
Well, I'd be in deep trouble if I didn't name Mychol DuBarry as my first favorite drag queen. But I think she's probably a lot of people's first favorite drag queen. She's been around a very long time.
Yeah.
I like the classic material that she does.
Yeah.
And I would have to say, of the current crop of drag artists in the neighborhood, one of my favorites has to be Carlotta Carlisle.
Okay.
Impeccable timing, mouth like a motor, and knows her stuff.
Awesome.
I mean, Carlotta's, you know, a fairly young performer, but has made it her personal business to know all the old movies.
Yeah.
And so those references come out in her act all the time.
Awesome.
And for an older crowd, that's a special treat.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger drag queens, in my opinion, haven't done their homework. Donnarama is another very energetic performer with a huge following. Yeah. And again, impeccable timing on stage, knows her audiences and plays to them appropriately. So I respect that. It is a performance art. And so there's more to it than just throwing on a face and some heels. Having material and being able to deliver that material consistently across a variety of shows, it just speaks to their professionalism.
We also caught up with Kate Johnston, the filmmaker, to talk more about drag.
Hi.
Hey!
Hi!
So, what is it that you love so much about drag?
I love everything about drag. I grew up with drag. I lived with drag queens and gay men when I first came out, so for me it's normal.
So who are your favorite performers?
Well, back then it was Rusty Ryan, Vancouver, and when I came to Toronto it was Craig Russell, brilliant, and I love Mychol DuBarry. She's great.
Hello Canada, my name is Robin Cradle from Toronto, Ontario.
Hello, my name is Connie Lingua, and I live in Montreal, Quebec.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Titus Androgynous. We have the pleasure of speaking with today and finding out why you became a drag king.
I've always been a performer, various types. I studied acting in university. I've always been a singer. I've done some clown. So when you mix these things together, along with my interest in gender performance, and the musicality, the theatricality, it just seemed like the perfect recipe, the perfect mix.
Do you see drag king performances as an art form?
Absolutely. I think a question that art asks of an audience is for them to interpret what they're seeing. And I think that with drag, what we can do is ask an audience about gender, about political issues, about whether they find this drag king sexy. And all of that is important because it's not just showing a snapshot of what the world is like, it's skewed through a different lens because this is about gender performance, and asking that of an audience is an art form. So yeah, for sure.
And what about activism? Can drag be activism?
I think for sure, especially when we're dealing with gender, which is a very important question that's facing us politically right now. This is a way of bringing that message to people while entertaining them at the same time. And sometimes it is just an exciting, maybe sexy, sometimes thought-provoking performance, and you're asking the audience to accept this gender performance and then go out on the street afterwards and accept the gender performers you see there. People with their chosen genders walking around. And so we could show that up, we can highlight it, whether it's drag king, drag queen, that's activism. And I consider myself, just walking around every day looking like this, a gender activist. You know, I'd like to make the world a bit easier for my young son. As he goes into the world, I want there to be fewer biases, for him to have fewer biases against people, for others around him to share those same views. And I think just being who I am is an activist, but then also performing in drag and performing the clown work that I do, performing, singing the song choices that I have. Everything is activism in its own way.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see more.
Thank you.
We're back to you, Antoine, in the studio.
And we're back. We're going to wrap up the show now with some very quick questions, just to get to know you a little bit more. Favorite color? Donnarama, go.
Purple.
Red.
Orange.
Okay. Your favorite music? Music genre?
Disco.
Okay.
Pop.
Jazz.
Jazz. Okay. Your favorite movie, Donnarama?
Prom Night 1980, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, wow. Cool. Okay. I love it.
SpongeBob movie.
Imitation of Life.
Okay. Your favorite dish to eat, Donnarama?
Lasagna.
Sushi.
Barbecue ribs.
Okay. Favorite dish to make? Do you cook?
No.
Nikki?
Pizza. Salmon.
Okay.
Barbecue ribs.
Your favorite vacation, Donnarama?
Scarborough.
Okay. Okay.
Zurich.
Okay. Your favorite flower?
A rose.
Chrysanthemum.
Okay.
Gardenia.
Okay. And your favorite season of the year?
Halloween season, what is it? Fall?
Yeah.
Fall.
Summer.
Summer?
Fall.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. And the way we'd like to end the show is with a nice big group hug. So come on in, ladies. And see you next time, where our guest is going to be Juno Award-winning recording artist Simone Denny. Ciao.